Governor Kathy Hochul told President Biden that New York City has exceeded capacity to house migrants in the city's shelter system. The governor is asking him to make federal facilities in New York City available to house asylum seekers, and she singled out Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn specifically as a place for them to potentially stay. Our Pix 11's James Ford live for us right now at Floyd Bennett Field with this story. James, how are people in that area feeling about this?
Well, it's a mixed reaction, really, and one thing they're pointing out is there is plenty of room here, but there's also plenty of not much else. Welcome to Floyd Bennett Field. It's federal parkland that's 20% larger than Central Park, which means it's got a lot of room for sports facilities and has a lot of wide open spaces in addition to historic aviation buildings from its decades used as an airfield. But now, Governor Kathy Hochul has called on the federal government to use the space to house migrants from the southern border. In this letter to President Biden sent by Hochul on Friday, she called for all federal facilities in the city to be available for housing migrants, and she named Floyd Bennett Field specifically.
No one can stay here as an asylum seeker. It's not designed for someone to live.
Brooklyn resident Ruby Duncan says she regularly comes out to this federal park with her family. She's an immigrant herself from Trinidad and says migrants will need resources that may be hard to access.
The closest hub is Kings Plaza, which is about maybe 2 miles. And after that, there's nothingness except the marine, and then it's the bridge to Rockaway, and then there's nothing.
Kayla Norris and her young family came here on Saturday from the Bronx. They point out there's only one bus, which runs frequently, but also say there are migrant families coming in who might be hard-pressed being out here.
Someone who is coming from a different country would kind of come here and be like, ooh, this is really nice, but in a way sort of feel stuck. I mean, I personally would. I wouldn't know like where to get diapers, wipes, juice, or anything like that, unless it's provided for them.
Now, this is still a new issue, with the governor having only sent this letter to the White House Friday afternoon. How seriously is the White House considering opening up this land for this kind of housing? Well, that's still very much an open question, whether or not they are at all. For right now, reporting live from Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn, I'm James Ford, Pix 11 News.